Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Disc 1. I'm Professor Icepick.
I'm SNES Master KI.
I'm NekoGamerX.
And I'm Dari.
Dari had a wacky little side trip today.
Indeed I did.
Yep, but today we are here to talk about the E3 conferences of 2018 prior to Tuesday, so the vast majority of them.
Making up if they're lucky, almost half of the important stuff.
The ironic thing is that I'm pretty sure that despite the fact that there were like 10 conferences that we're going to be going over, this will still probably be about as long as the other one.
Probably.
Maybe shorter.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yep. Okay, so I guess we'll start from the very beginning. EA, yay or nay?
Nay.
That's not a question.
Well, I answered it anyways.
You did.
Okay, did anyone watch
Okay,
this besides...
EA
Go ahead.
Oh, no, EA, I think it was summed up, you summed up perfectly when I mentioned Ollie Williams. What did EA announce? Nothing good! Okay, moving on.
God. Yeah, no, there was... I mean, Unravel 2 was apparently popular, and people are hyped for their new indie game, Sea of Solitude.
Unravel 2 looked like it takes a floaty, we're a puzzle game because we're not precise enough to rely on platforming thing from the original and added either forced co-op or forced relying on an AI / switching characters, so I am not enthusiastic about that.
I mean, that's a fair assessment of the game.
There's only like two things I like from EA, and they're both dead as far as they go.
What besides The Sims?
Alice.
But then I'm hoping that they don't really have the, I mean, I guess they do have the rights, but like, American McGee has more of the rights, I would think.
I mean, his name's on it, so I have to admit
I know,
that he
I mean,
has...
he created it. So, yeah. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, well, EA.
We suck.
Yeah, I gave that a 0 out of 10.
Right.
Moving on. Sunday, we had the Microsoft conference, which might have been the best Microsoft conference ever.
Nope. They announced a lot of things that are going to be multi-plat, but basically they got to announce them. So,
Right, we got Halo Infinite. We got we got more information about the Ori sequel, which that looks fun. We got
A lot of people didn't know it was announced. I kept seeing people list that as a new announcement.
Well, I mean, that was the first time we saw something that resembled gameplay.
I didn't know it was actually announced before that either.
Nah, it was announced at last E3.
I think the DLC, Cuphead DLC.
Yeah, no, I'll get to that. We got Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which is a multi-plat, but it's From Software's answer to Neo, which
was Team Ninja's answer
to Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Jesus.
So, I mean, I think it looks like fun. I think
Yeah, it
looks...
does. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. It looks even
It's better
more
than Dark Souls.
It looks even more action game-like than Neo,
And Bloodborne.
because it has, you can jump in it. That's been a kind of a theme for me this E3, the revenge of the jump button, and I'm very happy about that.
Okay, let's see. What's next? We got, yeah, they revealed, some gameplay footage of Fallout 76 there. They showed off a spin-off to Life is Strange called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which is 100% free.
Yep.
Crackdown 3 has a date, has a window, February of next year.
Wait, so I can stream the Life is Strange spin-off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's free.
The
It's
whole
100%
thing or just
free.
one episode?
We don't know. I think it's one game.
They just said it was 100% free. I think it's just a mini game. It's a little spin-off anyway.
Right.
Nier Automata is coming to Xbox. That's nice.
I
Metro
think it's gonna have some type
Exodus.
of more things about it.
No one
Oh yeah,
cares.
Metro Exodus, right? Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3, which has
That
a
was
Frozen
a
world
lot
in it.
thing, so yeah, we're all like excited for that.
I
Well,
mean, it has a Frozen world in it, which is, Psych was really excited about that one.
and it's not coming
Yeah,
to
I'm
Switch.
sure he
No,
was.
it's not coming to everything.
Well, no, wait, what's
No,
that coming?
they can
Kingdom
announce
Hearts
it.
is coming to everything. I think it's coming to Steam too, isn't it?
No, it's Kingdom
No.
Hearts 3? No, that's just on PS4
Oh,
and
so
Xbox
it's,
One
so
right
it's
now.
just,
Yeah.
so it's just consoles. Okay.
Yeah, but this is the first Kingdom Hearts game that Xbox is getting, so that's something.
Yeah, and they were excited about that.
Wait,
Yeah.
they didn't give Xbox any of the collections?
No,
Nope.
No.
That's really stupid.
I agree, but
Oh,
whatever.
I know it is kind of stupid considering, like, they don't have any of the other ones. So like, what's the point? And also, I mean, at least they got all the Final Fantasies at some point. So.
Wait, did
No,
they?
they didn't.
No, they did.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they got
Yeah.
most. They got like wait.
They,
No,
they
they got
did
up to
not get
13.
most of them. The first one they got was 13, and then I think they got 15, and I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, it's about
They
right.
have the MMO ones.
Yeah, they had 11 on that one.
They had 11, they didn't have 14.
Wait, they didn't?
Not as far as I know. Was
Uh,
14 on 360? Because they don't list it anymore on their trailers, Square. Just PS4, PC, and Mac.
Oh.
Let's see. They announced some more expansions for Sea of Thieves, which...
Mm-hmm.
That was a little bit stupid.
No means see.
Let's see. They
Yeah.
showed off more Battlefield 5 footage, which EA threatened at their conference on Sunday, so
Yeah.
I expected it.
Right.
Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Let's see. They were talking about Game Pass a bit. That was all right.
Yeah.
They got 5 new studios under their belt.
I had heard of one of them.
They they built a new studio, a new Santa Monica studio called The Initiative. Can you guys see me winking?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna make a game where you kill all the Roman gods?
Maybe.
Well, they already got one that you can kill the zombies since Undead Labs.
Yeah, Undead Labs is another one. They got Playground Games, which that was the guys who made Forza Horizon.
I would have assumed they already own them.
Yeah, they bought Ninja Theory, which I made
heard
some.
of.
I made some speculations on that one. I'm not sure if I want to read them though.
Mm.
I just wondered if maybe that's why Scaleband resurfaced.
Did it resurface?
It did pop up on the Xbox store like just randomly one day.
I mean, why would
Oh.
that would be really cruel to do to Ninja Theory? They're like they were just becoming prominent. People were starting to respect them. Then they put them in a position where no matter what they do with Scalebound, people are going to be furious at them.
I mean, yeah, I
You don't have any.
yeah, I don't have anything to add to that.
It's a bad place to put in them, but anyway,
And their 5th and final studio is Compulsion Games, the people behind We Happy Few, which that was then followed up with a trailer for that. PUBG had another trailer. Dari got really angry because they showed a trailer for Tales of Vesperia, even though they already accidentally
that
leaked
was
that.
like a Tales game on the Xbox. I was shocked.
There were
Sorry.
already Tales games on Xbox systems.
Yeah, there were, actually.
Yeah, there it was. Is
I didn't know that. I thought it was just Nintendo and Sony systems actually, and PC obviously.
See, The Division 2 was the clear low point of that entire conference because...
But to other people, it was a high point because they.
You might say it's divisive. Some people liked it. Not me, though. It was terrible.
Let's see, they started talking more about Game Pass again. Then they had the sizzle reel for independent games at Xbox,
Yeah.
which that was pretty cool. Shadow of the Tomb Raider showed up.
That's probably gonna be on everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at least PS4 and PC and Xbox. So.
Yeah. It's a big story.
Let's see. Then there was that game that I thought was Skate, but it turns out it was just something else called Session, which
Who made that?
I didn't see a logo on that, honestly.
I saw a logo, but who it was.
Let me look that up really quick, actually.
Okay.
Session Xbox One. Skateboarding sim Session coming to Xbox One and PC this year.
Creature Studios.
The unofficial skate. Oh yeah, that's right. Create. That's why I thought it was the EA game, honestly, because it looked like Create.
There's apparently a demo for it out too.
Oh, that's nice. It
it
was
was
funded
also
on Kickstarter. That explains it.
Yeah.
Let's see here now. Oh yeah, that's right. Black Desert showed up again, which, Then we got the big Megaton, Devil May Cry 5, which we all expected at the Sony conference.
Yep, and then we're all happy about it for the most part.
You can jump, and the camera isn't over his shoulder.
Okay, no one was complaining, man. Calm down.
What? No, I'm saying because I'm excited. That was my.
That was your excited voice? That sounded like your combative voice.
It did. I was kind of confused myself. Like,
you can jump, and the camera's not over your shoulder. What's wrong with you people?
It was like one of those like fake exasperated voices when it's. I'm trying to think of an example. I know they're playing.
You can jump, and the camera's not over your shoulder.
It's like if you were. It's like that nostalgia critic, that old one, where he talked about Sonic Sata, and he says, "Effort, actual effort." I
mean, it just reminds me a lot of that one line from the show we dare not name. I assure you, I'm devastated. If I still had tear ducts, I'd be crying for you right now. Then we came to the announcement that made me excited as much as everyone got about DMC5. They're making an expansion to Cuphead coming next year.
I thought that was already announced.
They implied it, but there was no announcement, and we just thought it was going to be like some stages. But they're turning it into like a little mini adventure, like a World 4 basically. Also, they're adding a new character. They're adding new weapons. New charms. It's going to be amazing. Tunic showed up again. That was something I remembered from last year's PC Gaming Show, one of the few highlights of that. Jump Force is a thing that offended KG by its very existence, but...
Why did he say that was going to be bad?
He went into a very long rant about it, and if I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of tuned him out.
I listened to most of it, but it's like,
Yeah, Dari listened to it, but he didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, because I'm actually neutral toward the game. So,
I mean, I've got no dog in that fight. It's coming. It's a multi-plat, so...
Right.
It looks like Xenoverse, so it could be fun. I think he was mainly pissed about the art style.
Yeah, he was.
Was it Gummy or was it Cake who Sykes said was
Gummy.
pissed off? It was Gummy. That's what I figured. Yeah, Gummy was apparently also pissed off because Naruto was beating the shit out of Frieza.
Yeah, she likes Dragon Ball Z, but like One Piece and Naruto.
Yeah. Let's see.
He doesn't understand why anyone would like Dragon Ball Z. GT for life.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Dying Light 2. Moving on.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Battletoads!
Battletoads.
Dari, I dare you to call up your local GameStop and ask them to pre-order Battletoads.
They'd probably let me. They take money regardless. $5 is $5.
That's true. That's true. Just Cause 4 was officially revealed at the Microsoft concert. What am I saying?
I don't know.
No, I know why I said concert, because the Bethesda one had a concert, and so did the fucking Ubisoft one. And so did the Sony one.
Yeah, Sony had a Banjo concert.
And a fucking Japanese didgeridoo pipe concert.
No, it's...
Okay, so what game did you just say they announced? They confirmed?
They revealed...
Just Cause 4.
Yeah, Just Cause 4. They showed that off.
Okay.
Then they announced 3 different games in the Gears of War franchise. You had Gears Pop, which was a mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
You got Gears Tactics, which is a PC game, and then you got Gears 5, which...
They
Kinda
had to at that point.
We're all just sort of surprised that they went back to numbers after they went to the subtitles for a while.
Right.
Let's see here now. Oh yeah, and then at the very, very end, they got hacked and they revealed, first time to the world, Cyberpunk 2077, even though everyone else in here thought that that game had already been announced. Now, it had just been heavily rumored for like a billion years.
Yeah.
At least it's finally being made now, I guess, right?
That's true. They've just been teasing it for like a long, long time.
Right. And well, they had to finish with the Witchers for so long to finally get to this, so that's why it took so long. So next conference?
Yeah, I'd give the Microsoft one an 8 out of 10 personally.
Did you see what I typed?
No, I didn't. Let me look right now. Okay, yeah, let me just take care of that. Somehow. Let me just, let's see.
In the meantime, Dari will entertain the listeners with an interpretive dance.
Okay, he should be heading in.
Okay.
Okay, I sent him the invite, so he should be in here shortly. Okay, he's in here. Okay,
Oh, Hobbes? Okay, cool.
yeah, well, he's not in the call yet, but he's in the room. Yeah, I guess we can ask him his thoughts on those 2 conferences. We just got some bad news from Side B, though.
Oh, God.
Psych was experimenting with something, and unfortunately it kind of backfired.
Did you lose your recording?
No, it's just unusable.
The recording that you guys did
Yes.
is unusable.
The audio, he was experimenting with implementing the music directly into the recording, and it...
So you guys gotta redo it.
Yeah, pretty much. Just not sure when. I'm fine with it. I'm down with it. I had fun.
It's bad, though. I mean, that's fucked.
Why isn't Hobbes in yet?
I'm not sure.
Wish I could invite him into the call. Let's see here now.
I think you can just invite him straight to the to the voice chat. Just right click and click invite to the voice chat to work.
Now it just says invite to server on here.
No, I mean like actually right click where it says general.
Instant invite.
Yeah.
No, that just gives me an invite to the server. Oh wait. No, that's still the server. Let's see. No, that's not it.
You just click general and get in. Like there he is.
There you are. Hi, Hobbes.
Oh, I was confused what you meant by just click on the general by the volume symbol. I see now. Okay,
Nah,
cool.
yeah. Okay, so we've already covered EA and Microsoft. Do you have any thoughts on either of those?
They're boring. Woo! I'm just not really. I don't have any thoughts.
All right,
They are
whatever.
boring, but I don't have any thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, EA was objectively boring.
No, it was.
Oh,
I thought you said.
definitely.
Oh, EA and Microsoft. I thought
Yeah.
you said EA and like Ubisoft. No,
Oh, no. We're doing these in chronological order.
Indeed.
Okay, no, Microsoft's was. I think Microsoft's was better than a lot of the previous ones I've seen from them. So
And
I
a
gotta
lot
give
of the
guys credit
future
for
ones,
that, yeah.
actually.
Probably.
From Microsoft?
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Oh no, I can believe they'll have worse ones in the future. Sure, yeah.
No, I mean, wait, do you mean the out of all of
You meant
Microsoft's?
Microsoft's
Oh,
conference.
okay, that's... No, I
I
meant...
mean,
of all-
the only thing before it was EA. It would be Microsoft would be out of business by now if they had somehow made one worse than EA.
Yeah, I thought you
Well,
meant. I meant
yeah.
previous
Well,
Microsoft.
there was
conferences, yeah.
there was Square Enix before Microsoft.
No, Square Enix was today.
That's today.
Oh, yeah, right. Forgot. Yes, that was just yesterday. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
How am I coming in volume-wise, by the way?
You sound fine. Okay,
cool.
so, moving on, I guess we'll move on to Bethesda then.
Mhm.
Rage 2 is a thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was barely aware of the first Rage, so I don't know much about it.
I know about it because of Breaking Bad. That's all I've got to say.
I didn't know
Like,
anything about
like-
Rage 1.
Wasn't he playing with like the gun con or something in
Yeah,
that?
something like that. Yeah, but he was playing Rage.
As far as I can tell, it's basically open world Doom style shooter, but like doesn't look like there's as much enemy variety as Doom.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's I'll look into that, especially since as we'll find out in a second, I know for sure it's not holding up what I really want.
Right. Okay, so then we got... Shit, I wrote down a lot of stuff about Rage 2. Next up, we had Dari's favorite Elder Scrolls game. My only disappointment about the original recording was Dari's first reaction to that. When I said Dari's favorite Elder Scrolls game, he said, "What, Fallout Shelter?"
What the hell?
But no, it turns out
Skyrim Shelter.
I'm talking about Elder Scrolls Legends, which is coming to consoles, and they're improving the graphics.
I guess. Yeah.
That sure was.
Indeed. It's also coming to Switch. It's coming to everything, really.
Yeah, that's why I said
now.
consoles, all three of them.
Right.
It's coming to PC as well, I think.
No, it already
It's already
was
on
there.
PC.
It was already on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about other thing, Blades. Sorry.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's eventually going to come to everything, but that's not even out on anything.
Yeah.
Then we got some more news about Elder Scrolls Online with a couple of expansions. We had Wolf Hunter, where you fight werewolves, obviously.
Can you become a werewolf?
Yeah, you become
And
a-
then they were going to do something in Murkmire with the Argonians, to which I wrote down, Neko will be pissed.
Yeah, when are they doing Elder Scrolls Elsewhere? Maybe they're saving that for
Wait.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Wait, say that again. That I'm gonna be pissed about.
Because their next major expansion in the online game has to do with the Argonians and not the Khajiits, or whatever the fuck they're called.
They're called Khajiits. I don't even
Yeah.
play the online game. I mean, it looks fun and everything, but I
Mm.
don't feel like getting into it anyways because it just. I mean, is it on the PS4? I think it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, it
yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised at how much shit they put in it that it would even still. I mean, it would work on the PS4.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm hoping that freaking, the Khajiits possibly get a game. But to tell you the
Hey,
truth,
Neko.
what?
If Elder Scrolls 6 turns out to be Elder Scrolls 6 Elsewhere, or where the Khajiits live, how happy are you going to be?
Very, but to tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, Elsewhere is really small. That's why I said they should just share. God, I'm like, ugh. They should share it with the other continent next to it that's for the Wood Elves, which I forget what that one is called.
Oh,
but I know
the one like on the other side of the planet?
it.
Or is it like an off-the-coast thing?
No, it's right next to Elsewhere.
It sounds like
Oh, I see what you're
a
saying, okay, yeah.
sounds like an Australia, New Zealand type dealie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought he meant the one that's like on literally the other side of the globe that's like the Asia analog.
No. If you look at the map of fuck, what the hell?
Nern. Isn't the
the-
planet called Nern or something like that?
No, it's
Tamriel?
yeah, Tamriel. Thank you. Yeah, it's called Tamriel. The whole continent.
Yeah, I've seen
But-
some map. I assume this is canon. It was like, it had like another
I
continent.
mean, what? I mean, if
Yeah.
someone can look that up, what is next to Elsewhere? Elsewhere.
I think the Argonians might be that. I don't very little about Elder Scrolls, so I'm not sure.
I know absolutely nothing about Elder Scrolls. Moving
They're probably
on.
making-
Yeah,
ahead.
moving on. Let's just,
Moving on, then we got to see a little bit of Hell on Earth, which came with an announcement of Doom Eternal, the sequel to Doom 2016.
They promise will have twice as many demon types in it.
Yeah, apparently I saw something online while we were, recording the ill-fated other podcast that looked like someone had pulled up, I believe it's an Archvile? Someone spotted an Archvile in the trailer. Archvile is one of the ones that wasn't in Doom 2016, right?
Yeah, but they had something that was basically an archvile.
Right, but this thing looked like dead on, like exactly the same.
Yeah, I think they showed like Arachnatrons.
Oh,
That was
I like that
one
one
of
too. It's a shame that was
Yeah.
only a boss in the final boss, but that was more the spider mastermind, I suppose. Let's see. Then they talked about Quake Champions and how it's still in early access.
And that, like I said, I remember I know at the time I wanted to punch the guy. He was literally giggling about how he wants this to be for everyone when they had earlier said, oh, it can't be on consoles, it's unplayable without 120 frames per second.
Man, a lot of people are going... Go ahead.
How's it going to run on a low-end PC then?
I don't know, but they promised it would. What were you going to say, Ice Pick?
A lot of people are going crazy with this fake Sub-Zero is in Smash Brothers 5 rumor. 6, I don't care.
Really a fake
Sub-Zero.
That? Wow.
Sub-Zero.
Wow, that sounds...
Hey, everyone, sorry, I just noticed this on.
I'd rather have Mr. Freeze in Smash Brothers. Not even want either of those in Smash Brothers.
Well, I figure if they were going to put a Mortal Kombat character in, it'd probably be Scorpion. He's like the series mascot.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Next, they... Oh, go ahead.
he is the most popular too, I think. Of
Well, he's Ed
all
Boon's
the-
favorite. I always preferred Sub-Zero, but teach their
I
own.
mean, I guess at least Sub-Zero's a video game character.
Right.
Well, I
right.
actually prefer Sub-Zero too when it comes to, should I say species? Are they a species? Or the
Well, I mean, Sub-Zero's a
ninjas.
human, and Scorpion used to be a human until he got sent to hell.
they're like ninjas or something. They're like a group of ninjas or something, right?
Have
Yeah,
you guys
Go ahead.
heard that Mortal Kombat album from the 90s with a song about Sub-Zero called Chinese Ninja Warrior?
No, I didn't.
I mean, I
It's
remember.
pretty bad.
I mean, they
Yeah.
all look the same to me, except they're like different colors. And then they
That's
made
pretty
those
much the
other, and then they made those other ones. Like the smoke. and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
We've
they're
had,
palette swap
Yeah.
ninjas.
Yeah.
They did head swaps in Street Fighter, so I mean...
Right.
They should have done like kind of a charcoal gray one and called them Grease.
God.
Anyway.
Let's see. Next, after that, there was 2 Prey expansions. There was Moon Crash, which was out today, which, that there's an E3 trend that I'm entirely neutral on.
I like it when you do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes it's like, hey, DLC you have to pay for this game you don't own. Today. Let's see. And then they announced another one which is coming out later, a multiplayer one called Typhon Hunter, which looks like a really elaborate game of tag, if I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see. Then they started announcing a bunch of Wolfenstein stuff. They announced Wolfenstein Youngblood, another spin-off, which is a co-op game where you get to play as his twin daughters, because I guess BJ couldn't stop the Nazis.
Are they designed by Rob Liefeld? Because that would be amazing.
We didn't see any pictures of what these girls look like. They
I was
were all in
making a bad-
silhouette. All silhouettes, I'm afraid.
I was making a bad joke of Youngblood, the '90s comic, but yeah.
Yeah, now that I think about it, someone else made that joke too, so...
Oh,
I'm
really?
ashamed
Okay,
I didn't
mean-
realize that.
Yeah, it's an expansion pack. Like New Order had an expansion pack called the Old Blood.
Yeah. I remember
Okay, and let's see, then they started talking about VR,
Oh,
which
well,
Typhon Hunter has VR support, and they also announced a new Wolfenstein VR game called Cyberpilot.
It's a type of hacker.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I
Those
wish
VR
I forgot about
games.
that. Unfortunately, I wrote it down, so I can't.
Right.
Let's see. Then Todd Howard came out to talk about Fallout 76, which I thought was going to be the end of the conference, but I was dead wrong.
that. Wait, there's more.
Yeah, no, there was a lot more. Let's see.
Yeah,
we had
I saw
the
it.
Alexa. We had Skyrim, the very special edition
special
on
edition,
Alexa.
Mm-hmm. Which Hobbes said was real.
Actually, no, it is actually real. He's right.
I know it's real.
Yeah, it showed up on the Amazon store. I was like, what, really?
Neko, I want you to play that for me.
what do you want me to play?
I want you to play Skyrim on Alexa.
He didn't know Alexa. He didn't know who Alexa was. How
I don't even know what Alexis is. It's a phone.
Did you just say Alexa?
Yes.
No, I
I
said
said
Alexis.
Alexis.
No, Alexa is... It's like a speaker that Amazon made that you talk to and it answers your questions. It's voice
And it does
activated.
things
It's like
for you, yeah.
Siri, but it's a speaker instead of a phone.
But how does it work with Skyrim?
We don't.
They put a version of Skyrim on it. We don't know how. I'm not sure exactly how far it goes. I'm sure they do not have the entire game, but it will it'll describe specific things from Skyrim and ask for your input on it. Like you tell
Like
it
it-
what to do. It's
Almost
an
like
old
a...
text-
yeah, exactly. Like an old text
Yeah, it's
adventure game. Only voice
Yeah, it has
focused.
apps, and this one's like Zork, but you talk to it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, and they did that. They trolled. And let's see. Then they said it's like they went through the layers of trolling. After that, didn't they have the mobile one?
Yeah, they did talk about the Elder Scrolls mobile game, Elder Scrolls Blades, which...
Which is also real, apparently.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, in terms of mobile games, it looked pretty cool.
Well, it could be. I've definitely seen worse-looking mobile games. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, and they're planning on porting it to literally everything.
Yeah. So if I end up liking, it, I don't have to play it on a phone, which is nice.
Yep. Just pay for it.
I think it was free or something, which I assume there's gonna be some kind of freemium thing if it's free, but I'd rather just
I'm
pay
gonna
up
be right
front.
back, guys. But
Okay.
you guys-
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like, am I the one that heard that they're like, oh, and it's free, but then how do you pre-order it? I'm confused.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Ice Pick was very confused about that too.
I was too, but I
I
can.
mean, I instantly figured out it meant they give you money if you pre-order it, then you have to give the money back when the game comes out.
Well, I spent that on McDonald's. Well, go to McDonald's, get it back then. I need those exact dollars back.
God. Let's see, then we had, God. What came after that? Oh yeah, then they announced Starfield for reals, even though, again, this was a game that had been rumored to exist for, like, years and years and years.
Oh, it had?
Yeah, no, people had been... It was like a 4chan thing, which people thought was going to be, you know, like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, that's real, I bet. Not.
If that was all a giant prank or something?
Yeah, that's what they figured it was a giant prank, and I don't blame them for figuring it was a
Okay.
giant prank. I mean,
That makes sense, yeah.
it seems like it could have been a giant prank.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have believed it.
It still could be.
Who knows? And then after that, they announced the Elder Scrolls 6, and that was literally all they called it.
Right.
Yep.
I'm not shocked they don't have a subtitle yet.
And both of these are coming to next-gen consoles, which I had to explain to Neko in graphic detail.
Graphic detail.
Yes.
Well, you see, when an old-gen console and a company get together and love each other very much and made enough profit...
Exactly.
I see.
But yeah. But
Yes,
that
that
was
was-
something.
Yeah, they gave there was one specific thing I said I wanted from them, and they gave me that, so I have to call the conference a success. I randomly not forget how to pronounce words. Yeah, and they also, like, even if I don't personally care about it, confirming Elder Scrolls 6 exists is a step forward.
I mean, it's nice, but at the same time, it suffers from the same shit that happened during the Sony 2015... It's a Sony E3 2015 Kafka trap all over again. Yes, you announced something big and amazing, but it's so far flung out in the future, it almost feels like mockery. Maybe that's just me?
I mean, knowing
Go
something...
ahead.
I mean, I still prefer knowing something's coming, even if it's a while away.
Fair enough.
Like, if they had
Welcome
yeah, like
back.
if in 2011 they had said new Mega Man coming in 2018, I would have preferred that to having to worry about it for 6 years.
Fair enough.
That's
But,
valid,
yeah, so Neko, we talked about Starfield, we talked about Elder Scrolls Blades, and we talked about, Elder Scrolls 6. But I forgot to talk about how Todd called everyone degenerates, which was me favorite
several
part of that entire conference.
I think he said like 2 or 3 times too.
Yeah, it's like, you can play it in portrait mode, so you can play it one-handed. You know, so while you're drinking your coffee. What did you think I meant? You
It's
degenerates?
disgusting. I hate coffee.
Oh,
So when is Skyrim Extreme Beach Volleyball coming then?
I mean, I'd play it.
that's 2020. You know it.
Is there a Khajiit in that?
And Dargonian.
Hey, I'm down with that. Lifts her tail, was it?
Oh god.
What was this?
Lifts her tail. Isn't that a character in Skyrim? Or am I
I
just
know there
like...
was something about like the lusty Argonian maid. I don't know enough about the Elder Scrolls to know if that's like what that is. In the
I
concept.
think that is her name. Let me... Yeah, Lifts her tail is her name. The lusty Argonian maid's name is Lifts her tail.
Well,
Isn't
there's
that the thing
also,
you like find in a book?
there's also an important Khajiit in the Skyrim or in the Elder Scrolls series that shows up in every single Elder Scrolls. What was his name?
I
Something
feel...
the Liar.
I feel like you don't
Something like-
understand why we're talking about Lifts her tail, Neko.
Yeah.
No, I know.
No,
But
it's...
that's okay.
It's a series of books within the Elder Scrolls universe,
Oh yeah, I read. I mean, I haven't really read them, but like,
which basically she's kind of a slut. Basically, that's the joke. The joke is that she's slutty. That is the joke, Neko.
and that's what you like.
It's like a slutty version of Amelia Bedelia. Who in here read those books?
I did.
I believe I have had a few of those read to me in school, like the school librarian read them or something.
Fair enough. But, you know, it's the one where it's like, okay, you need to make the bed, and then she, like, starts literally making a new fucking bed out of, like, hay and pillowcases or something.
Oh man, I thought of it now. It exists. Rule 34, Amelia Bedelia. I'm sorry, guys.
Why?
Oh, yeah, no, that did exist. I saw that as well, honestly.
I almost want to say Family Guy did that one.
I'm sure
Probably.
Family Guy did do that.
Probably.
Sounds about right. Anyway,
Continuing on. That's
yeah, let's
awesome.
move on. I gave the Bethesda
Okay.
conference a 6 out of 10. Then we got on
Elder
to...
Scrolls 6.
Sorry, what?
World of
6 out of 10 for Elder
6.
Scrolls 6, right?
Yeah, let's go with that. Then we went on to the best conference of them all, the Devolver Digital one, which was fucking amazing.
I caught the tail end of it, that was pretty epic.
We got Cinco Miller, the new very permanent CEO,
Yeah. We got the loot
and
box
then he got shot to death by the original CEO, which was great.
one. It was.
She just like straight up murdered him.
I like how they just turned the E3 presentations into absurdist comedy. I love that.
No, that's
Well, I
great.
mean,
That's what I love
yeah.
about it. And it's like
Yeah,
the
I love
worst
it.
part about it is that like you complained about how most of the conferences are disingenuous, but it's like Devolver Digital's always turns that on its head. It's like they say shit like roll the garbage.
No, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, that's great. That's what I
Yeah.
like about it because you can tell that that's what most of these presenters are thinking in the back of their head.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like it's completely ingenuous instead of disingenuous.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So they started out by announcing the second season of the early access game Scum, which is kind of like a battle royale game, only it's more about survival than battling, I guess.
Sure.
Then they showed off the loot box coin, which is real.
What is it? Like, I
It
saw something
is.
about that on Twitter. What is it? Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can find it for you. Let me.
Like, is it a physical object?
It is a physical
Yes.
object, and the price fluctuates every hour on the hour.
For how much it's worth, or what?
Yeah, for how much you pay for it to get
We
one.
don't know how much it's worth.
Yeah, you don't know how much it's worth at any given time. Right now it's $75, but when it launched it was $131.
130. Yeah, it was.
Do you not know how much you're being charged then?
No, you get the
you-
price changes. You buy it
Yeah.
at the price, but you don't know how much it's worth when you have it.
Right.
It's like the stock market or something.
Kind of like that. It's more like an actual
It's a cryptocurrency.
cryptocurrency, basically.
Yeah, it's basically
Oh, it's like a
cryptocurrency loot boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a deconstruction of right. It's like loot
It's a
boxes.
physical
You don't know
Bitcoin.
what's inside, and cryptocurrency, the value fluctuates at any given moment. So imagine combining both of those two concepts together.
So if
Loot
you
box
buy
coin.
it when it's $75, do you get $75 worth of stuff roughly, or what?
No.
Well, no,
It's-
no, no.
it's
You
literally
get
nothing,
one
you just
coin,
kinda-
which at the
Yeah.
time you're buying it, it is worth $75.
Okay.
Right. It's amazing.
and-
Where's the loot
yeah.
box thing come into play? Oh, this is
Because,
random?
yes, because it's random how much it's worth at any given moment.
I see. Okay.
Right.
Right.
But there is a physical coin, you're saying.
There is a.
Yes.
I have linked in the general cat. In the general
thanks, I see
chat.
that.
What am I saying? General cat. Neko's ears probably perked up when I said that.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Yeah. No, it's in there. You can look at it. It is amazing. It is real and it is amazing and it fills me with joy. Let's see. Next, they showed off a game that is very near and dear to my heart called My Friend Pedro. I'm assuming KI is gone.
No, I didn't really watch it. It's like, to be completely honest, some parts of their conference last year left a bad taste in my mouth.
Is it because they didn't announce
see
what
it last
systems
year.
everything was on?
Yeah, and it was also, it seemed a lot more, wasn't their conference last year a lot longer? It got kind of drawn out.
No, I know what happened. Their conference was short, but they had like a post-show tacked onto it, where they showed off like a
Yeah,
bunch of
exactly.
games that were real and fake,
Right.
that were like really, really like not even being sold. That's how low on the indie totem pole they were. They weren't even available for sale. They were just like being given away for free.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was, like, I thought it was going to be like that again.
Nope, just the actual conference this year.
That was good.
Then they showed off their answer to the NES Classic, which was just a spray-painted Dreamcast.
Oh, I did catch the tail end of that part. Yeah.
That was great. I
That was
loved
good.
that. And then they announced it, the game I'd been waiting for, the game which, to this very day, perplexes Neko,
Oh, I know.
Metal Wolf Chaos,
I'm happy for you, right there.
coming to PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
I think I should stream this.
Yeah, probably. And then at the end, Nina got shot up by the guy whose hand got ripped off last year, and then they turned her into RoboCop.
There's actually going to be an ongoing story for these things, I guess.
Yes, they even said
Cop.
yeah, to be continued next year.
Yeah.
So my score, obviously, 10 out of 10. Because that was
Wow.
fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Words cannot describe how much I love that conference. The
I'll
only
give
thing
them a lot of credit for theatrics.
The only thing that I would have wanted that they didn't actually do would be if they had parodied the direct format.
That might be next year's thing.
Yeah, that could be next year's.
I don't think they would really be able to parody that because, I mean, what does the direct do that they could actually make fun of?
I mean, that's a good point, but I mean, I feel like it would end up being like the infomercial show on Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, that could be
Did
fun.
they actually have a fake infomercial show?
Oh, they did have they did have a show of a bunch of fake infomercials.
How did I not see this? This sounds amazing.
It's like they only show it at 4 a.m.
And at random.
Okay.
And they literally just label it infomercials. So,
It's
you
online,
think
so
that
it
it's
sounds great.
actually an infomercial.
It's very Adult Swim.
Yeah,
Yep.
they also used to have a show that aired at that time called Off the Air.
What was that?
I'm not sure. I never actually watched it, but I saw it in the in TV listings.
It's just the American flag and trumpet noises.
No, it is an actual show. I've seen it. It's weird.
Yeah, I know it's some kind of show with like everything where they give it a purposefully confusing name.
And it's a drug trip. I close things that late.
So let's see. So moving on to today.
Yeah, that brings us to today, which we're going to be starting off with Square Enix. Let's see, they started with Tomb Raider extended trailers.
Yay.
Trailer?
Actually, I haven't actually watched that yet because it's like I know how it. From what I have seen, it looks like it's another very direct sequel, so I know how it plays, and I'm just glad it exists, and I know when it's coming.
I mean, did the previous games have a lot of emphasis on stealth?
Somewhat. It was yeah, they had stealth sections.
And EXP apparently.
Yeah, they had experience points.
Okay, then fair enough. Then yeah, I guess.
50 EXP for a stealth kill just kind of felt really artificial.
Oh no, I mean you get extra experience for doing stealth kills. It's like the Uncharted games where you can use stealth, but you're usually not forced to. But you want to take out as many enemies as you can with stealth.
Right. Let's see. Then after that, they showcased a new expansion to Final Fantasy XIV Online called Under the Moonlight, which I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but it looked like if you like that game, then it's fine.
Yeah.
No
But
one here
then-
does.
But then they announced a crossover with Monster Hunter World with a fucking feline.
Yeah, I know. Basically, I might actually play the World game. I'm not going to play 14.
But you can be a cat in 14. You can be a cat with a pet cat.
Yeah, exactly. You could,
I think they've always had cats in the online universe of Final Fantasy.
maybe.
I think they have like a race.
11 did, yeah.
Let's
But yeah, I don't really get into the RPG online MMOs too often.
Fair enough.
Same.
Let's see. Then after that, they showed off that Captain Spirit thing again. And confirmed that it is in fact 100% free.
I'll be streaming it.
Yep.
I will too.
But then they also showed off this really great sequence in there where he did like a henshin with with cardboard.
I'm so sad I missed that.
It was
What was the
great.
game they were doing this for?
It's a
Like
spin-off
Dark
from...
Age spin-off.
Captain Toad. It's supposed to be like a preview of Life is Strange 2, but it's a Life is Strange universe.
Wait, did Darius say
Oh,
Captain
Captain-
Toad?
Yes, he did say Captain Toad.
Yeah, he did say
Captain Spirit, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
Captain
thinking-
It's a
Spirit.
much better game.
The Awesome
Yeah.
Adventure of Captain Spirit. It's a game that takes place in the Life is Strange universe, but it has nothing to do with any sociopath blue hairs who like to shoot dogs for fun.
So it just takes place in the regular universe then? Because like there's nothing unique about the universe other than the one character can...
Well, no. Apparently, the unique thing about the universe is random people get random powers for no reason.
Okay.
It's about another person who gets these powers for absolutely no reason, who gets some type of power for absolutely no reason.
I honestly thought he was just like playing with his imagination.
Right.
That's what I thought at first too.
That's what I got when I saw it. But
I heard someone say it was like that. I haven't actually watched it. I'll let it be a complete surprise when I stream it.
okay, that's reasonable.
Sounds good.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Then after that, they showed off Dragon Quest XI, which they gave us a release date in North America for that. September 4th on both PS4 and Steam.
When's the Switch version coming, or they're not announced?
We
don't know.
They had to do something with the Unreal 4 engine to get running on Switch that got delayed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. After that, there was Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, that's one of my top, I'd say probably my top 3 games announced at E3 so far are Babylon's Fall, Devil May Cry 5, and Doom Eternal.
Nice.
It's Babylon's Fall, and what I looked at, I must have read the dates wrong. It actually appears to take place in the future.
Oh, really? I thought you said...
I thought it was like
wasn't
alternate
nature,
reality, honestly, just based on the fact that it's like a, some kind of a weirdo,
I thought it was like the Roman Empire, but it looked like it was saying like 5,000 AD.
Yeah, but it didn't say AD, it said like ACE or some stuff.
I thought it just said CE, which is another way of saying AD.
Yeah, maybe I'm remembering it wrong too, but either way,
Yeah, either way, it's another game by Platinum. If it is in the future, I almost feel like it might turn out to actually be Nier 3, because that seems like a good tie-in, at least, as well as things. The Nier and Drakengard games don't have the strongest connections with each other anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I could definitely see that, yeah.
But yeah, that looks good. Nier Automata on Xbox again. Then they showed off a game which I am not allowed to speak the name of because it doesn't exist. Octopath Traveler, which comes out next month.
Dari was strongly believed at one point there would never be another turn-based RPG for consoles. Dari, are you willing to accept the existence of Octopath Traveler?
Yes. No, it's ready to play demo.
Let's see, then they showed off some more of Just Cause 4, which...
How does that
Just
look,
Cause,
anyway? I haven't actually
It
watched
looks a lot like the second one, which was the one that most people liked.
Oh, that's good.
The third one just sort of fell off the face of the earth after a while.
Apparently it's so unstable, I'm kind of afraid to play it, even though I got it for free on PSN Plus.
If the game just like craps out on itself, or what?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see, what else do we got here? Then we had The Quiet Man, which I think looks fun, and apparently so does KI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Also
I'm
coming to
interested,
PS4
yeah.
and PC.
What did you say, Hobbs?
I'm interested. The Quiet Man looks interesting. It's like a John Wick kind of thing, almost.
Yeah, but he's deaf.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, like, is he deaf, or is he able to disable sound for everyone around him at will?
That's a
It
good
might be
question.
both, but
that
I'm
would
not
be
sure.
cool, actually,
That would be really cool.
if you could do that.
That would be really cool.
And then they showed off an expanded version of the Kingdom Hearts trailer from the Microsoft conference again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, they had the pirates in that one this time, though.
No. That was Sony. This
Oh,
one
you're
had
right.
Ratatouille in it.
Oh, nice.
Was he a summon or a world?
Well, considering the fact that we saw Remy and we saw the rat and we saw what appeared to be a kitchen, I think he might be
nice.
a world.
That actually sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
it
there's a lot
sure
of-
was cooking.
Pixar World, it looks like, so that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
And
First time I
that
read Pixar World, actually.
that finished it off. The conference was only half an hour,
Something like that.
and Keith David was the announcer. And Yeah, no, I liked it pretty well, so I gave that a 7 out of 10. Don't know how you guys felt.
I'd probably give it an 8 because another Platinum collaboration and A Quiet Man, like, that's not a genre you expect Square to make a lot of.
I'd probably give it an 8 as well.
Like, when I saw it, I honestly thought that it was going to be like The Bouncer 2. But I don't think anyone else remembers The Bouncer. So.
I remember The Bouncer.
Yeah, it was fairly hyped when it came out.
Okay, how about I don't think anyone who works at Square right now remembers The Bouncer.
They might.
They've all had their memories erased.
They did.
Yeah, if you say you remember it, they reject your application.
Right.
Okay, then we have another member of the Double Speed Club, Limited Run Games.
Oh, God. You try to show me a video of that, and I couldn't watch it all.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Like, it doesn't feel like our announcements were that bad.
No, the announcements weren't the problem. It just, they made it a chore to
yeah.
get through the announcements.
Yeah, it was apparently a god-awful, like, attempt at being Devolver Digital.
But, like, backwards.
Yeah.
So they tried too hard or what?
No.
No, I'd say that they were trying too hard to be, like, funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was really cringy.
What is up, fellow millennials?
It's like they did the entire thing on a green screen, and they rendered their stage and their audience in low poly, and everyone just sort of moved around awkwardly like Minecraft characters almost.
Like, how long was it?
It was an hour.
Yeah, it was an hour. It
I was
was,
hoping it was half an hour so I could say we're putting it on random.
Well, actually, I guess it was
No.
closer to like 40 minutes,
it was
honestly.
like 42 minutes. To be
42
exact.
minutes, yes. So it was like... And then after that, they did a Q&A session that me and Dari just couldn't watch. We were tapped out.
It was too bad. It was
Dari watched it in real time, so I feel really bad for him.
Why is your show so god-awful? Because we are too woke for you?
Let's see.
What?
So I do actually have a list of their announcements, though. So we will go through those, but my God,
It's good in the FAB conference.
yeah.
Hey, wasn't there only like one kind of new game? Even that was just a port to a...
Well, no, there was a few more new stuffs.
I mean,
Okay.
limited run games are usually they're usually already games that exist.
Yeah, no, they take
Yeah.
digital games and they put them out on physical cards and
I'm just saying there's a reason that you wouldn't see any new
and then they
stuff.
make a big deal about how, well, yeah, but digital games, you can't play those for years, after, years later because they take them off the servers.
I mean,
And I'm
it's
just
true.
like thinking to myself, well, I've got GOG, so fuck you,
Right.
as they were saying that.
And, I mean, Steam doesn't even, if you bought it, you got it for good.
Well, no, it's
I mean,
went-
If
It's- I
Steam
want the
goes
servers
down, then you might not, although they did claim that if Steam goes down, they'll release DRM-free versions of everything that's on
I
the...
don't think I believe that though.
Yeah.
No one
that's not
actually
involved.
believes
Yeah.
it.
Okay, just making sure.
Some
making
people
sure.
might.
No one with a brain actually believes that.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, but they might do it with Valve games. They can't do it with the thousands of third-party games.
Well,
without
no,
asking, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess that what they mean is that they'll release versions of the games without Steamworks applied to them.
I mean, like, what if it was like one of the games that they took down because the license ran out, which they still have to let you re-download, but there's no way they could give you a new version of it when Steam closes down.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair, but again, this... Clearly no one was meant to believe that line word for word, and no one does believe that line word for word. Let's see, so, okay, I guess we'll go on with, stuff that they announced that's actually fucking new.
Okay?
First off, they're localizing a game called The House in Fata Morgana, which was a
Yeah.
Japanese VN, I believe.
Yeah, it's what the
It
fuck.
did not look very good.
It didn't at all.
It did not look remotely good. I can see why no one else decided to localize it.
Right.
Let's see. The second real announcement they did was that Dust and Elysian Tale?
Elysian
Elysian Tale is coming to Switch. They're making a physical version, but they're also releasing it digitally, to which I responded upon learning of this news that Dust is like my own personal Skyrim, because it's being ported to fucking everything, but there's like no fucking chance of there ever being a sequel.
I know, there should be a sequel.
Skyrim.
Yeah, no, after I said that, I realized that was also a problem. I'm like, God damn, so it's worse than Skyrim.
What?
Why is there no chance of there being a sequel?
Because the developer...
For a while, it seemed like...
the developer was dead, and then when they came back, they made some shitty Metal Gear Solid knockoff.
Okay.
Yeah. And their last actual announcement was the spiritual successor to Night Trap, Double Switch, is getting a 25th anniversary edition on PS4.
Single Kagura not new?
They say that they're... Go ahead.
It's called Double Switch. How the hell can that not be
everyone brought that up, but...
Isn't that the one that has Corey Haim in it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
you
the
two
other...
switches to play it though, guys. It's Double Switch.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I said... Dari said to me that they don't know if the Switch can run it, but then I said to them, well, if it can run the Night Trap game, why can't it run this one? And he said he didn't know.
It's an FMV game. How could it possibly not be able to run it?
I don't know. I'm not the one who said this. Dari just heard it from someone else.
I saw it in the
I didn't catch that, but I'm assuming that was ambiguous or something. I don't know.
Right.
I think isn't it made by someone different than Night Trap, too?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, it's not If Night Trap hadn't been a scapegoat that Lieberman used, no one would remember it. Making a spiritual successor is not actually that difficult.
I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, I'm still surprised that they're going against the words of good old thinking Andrew Lincoln.
I don't think anyone cares at this point, though.
You mean Howard Lincoln?
Oh yeah, I forgot his first name.
Yeah.
Thinking Howard Lincoln.
We're hoping to bring it to Switch. We don't have any kind of agreement yet.
No, okay, then fair enough.
Is that Double Switch coming to Steam?
I think it was announced.
I don't know. We just limited run games doesn't have anything to do with PC, ever. That's kind of why I didn't, expect anything out of them.
Right.
But yeah, I gave that one a 2 out of 10 E rating. It actually lined up with my hype perfectly.
Yeah. It's not EA. That's worth something.
That's true. Let's see here now. What's next?
Ubisoft, I think.
Ubisoft. That's right. Okay, so Ubisoft. I didn't even give this the full double speed treatment. I still jumped around because by the time I got to watch it, it was like
treatment.
It was like 20 minutes until the Sony conference. I had no time left.
And then the Sony. We'll get to what the Sony conference is.
Yeah, we will. So they started off with a dance party that led into an announcement of Just Dance 2019.
That's like
that sounds pretty awkward too.
Sorry, what? And it's a tradition to have a furry dance party at every Ubisoft E3 ever since Just Dance started.
Okay. Then we saw a big old trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 3, which I still maintain... Yeah. Why do I keep on saying 3?
Because you want 3
I don't want any... No, I know why I keep saying 3. I'll get to it in a second, because this is the Western equivalent of Mega Man Legends 3. Best case scenario, it's going to end up the exact... Go ahead.
Wouldn't the Western equivalent of that be Half-Life 3?
I don't know. I don't remember Half-Life 3 ever being claimed to be in active production, and the company behind it making a big deal about how they want fans to contribute to it.
I mean, they did, considering the cliffhanger in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, I think...
Well, apparently Beyond Good and Evil 1 had a pretty big cliffhanger itself, and this is just shitting all over that.
Well, yeah, but Half-Life 2 sold well.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah. So, was there any gameplay?
No.
Will there ever be any gameplay?
Probably not. I'm still under the impression that... I'm still under the
No,
impression... Go ahead.
No, we mean they haven't shown any gameplay, and we don't believe they're ever going to actually get far enough along in development to show any.
Oh, I see, okay.
I honestly am under the impression that I think it's going to end up... Best case scenario, it's going to end up exactly like Mega Man Legends 3. They're just going to cancel it. Worst case scenario... Go ahead.
That would be an awesome scenario, because they would cancel it, then eventually we get Rayman 3 instead.
And worst case scenario, the exact opposite. It basically ends up being the polar opposite of Mega Man Legends 3, because they've already fucked up enough of what people like. From what I know, the three things I know about Beyond Good and Evil are the following. Number one, everyone has been bitching about a sequel for like a decade now. Number two, people loved it for its narrative, which this is apparently an open world game, so fuck that. That's out the window. And number three, it ended on a massive cliffhanger, and this game is a fucking prequel. So what's the point?
So the worst case scenario is that it's Mighty Number 9.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. It's Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, because Rayman, it's like last time they announced it was in development, it disappeared, and Ubisoft made their two best games ever. So yeah, hopefully this can be sacrificed to bring back Rayman.
Let's see, what's next? After that, we saw Rainbow Six Siege, skipping that, because I didn't care.
You've already spent too much time on it, move on.
Yeah. Then they announced Trials Rising, which...
Apparently people really wanted that on Switch, but I mean, that goes for almost everything, but people are happy about it.
Yeah,
is it on Switch?
So.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, that was like the last thing I heard them say. Like, oh, well, it's on Switch for the first time ever.
Yeah, I thought they announced the Switch version. Was it also a new game on other systems?
Yeah, it's a brand. It's like the third game in the series,
okay.
I guess, because you had the original Trials, and you had Trials of the Blood Dragon, and now you've got this one, which looks like a direct sequel to the first one or whatever. Anyway, then after that,
what game is it?
It's like, it's hard to explain. It's like, you ever play
Okay, it is the game I was thinking of. I was like, how could that possibly be called Of the Blood Dragon? But yeah, it's the 2D Viking game.
Yeah, that's one where you do tricks and you have to get a high score.
It's like Uniracer.
Let's see, after that we got the Division 2. Moving on. They showed off the Mario and Rabbids Donkey Kong DLC with special musical guests.
Is finally here, performing for you.
With special musical guest Grant Kirkhope, which...
Who?
He was like David Wise's partner, who I think...
No. He was David Wise's replacement in Donkey Kong 64, and he's managed to make an entire career off of a single melody, and I hate him for that.
For some reason, I thought they were there at the same time.
No, they've collaborated on some games, but no, they did not work on Donkey Kong together.
Okay, but yeah, and basically, it best be summed up as that family.
No, Grant, that's Mary Had a Little Lamb. Oh, I see.
I was thinking of, wow, we have a worse version of everything. You have David Wise, we have Grant Kirkhope.
God. Let's see. Then they spent like 30 minutes on Skull and Bones, which is that pirate ship game.
Which Kingdom Hearts 3
stole
defeated with a single world.
Yeah. Then we got another look at Transference, which is a VR game starring Elijah Wood. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Virtual Elijah Wood Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a game about someone having a mental breakdown and you're
You won't
trying to
believe you're holding Elijah Wood in your hands.
I mean, you're just supposed to, like, make sure that he's, I guess you're trying to escape from some diseased mind or something. I forget what they said. It looked dumb.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What's next? Oh, yeah. Then they showed off the bane of KI's existence, Starlink.
What is this? I didn't really like catch
It's
that
a
part.
choice to life, like space game.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it has Star Fox in it, which, like I said, I'm not going to freak out over that because they already had Nintendo characters in Skylanders, so it's not like this is new.
Right.
Yeah. They're trying to do another Choice of Life game, though?
Yes, it will hopefully. I am sending in all the negativity I can.
Let's see here now. After that, we had a new expansion for a game called For Honor, which I had never heard of. So
I've heard of that, but I don't know or care anything about it.
I've heard of it too. I
Never heard of it.
It's some kind of stealth game / WRPG, I think.
I thought it was like
Vixen.
I thought it was like a third-person shooter only with swords instead of
What'd you say it's called?
For
Honor.
Oh, I've seen that being played. It didn't look like my thing. It was like a multiplayer-focused, like, you have 3 different kinds of ancient warriors, like the samurai, the knight, and the Viking, and they just, like, hit each other a bunch, and whatever.
Oh, okay. Anyway, they announced an expansion called Marching Fire, and then they showed off a trailer for the expansion.
Do they include any new kinds of characters, or what's the deal with it?
I didn't really watch it. I just got the title.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
You can get the modern machine gun wielding soldier if you win the loot box.
I think they added like Chinese warriors or something.
Pirate with a black powder rifle or something. I don't know.
Like a revolver or some shit? Or
No, like more
musket.
primitive than that.
Musket.
Like a musket. Yeah.
See, what did they call those, like, pirate guns where, like, you know, it looked like a handgun, but it was, like, super old?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I know a
I
flintlock.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was in the Simpsons. Why don't we just use the treasure to buy things we like? He shoots him with one of those.
Exactly. A blunderbuss. I think that's what they're called.
Oh no, but I have blunderbuss with rifles. They got like the big horn thing on the end.
Maybe they are. I'm not sure. Anyway, after that, they showed off the Crew 2, which, again, why? Then we got the big reveal of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Here we go. Off the rails. Now it's time to really raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew. Also, next year, the big Assassin's Creed game will be called Assassin's Creed Let's Go Pikachu.
I thought it was going to be called Assassin's Creed Sunshine.
Oh god.
They're going
No,
retro
there'll
this
be a
time.
prequel. There'll be a prequel that's Assassin's Creed Iliad.
God. But, yeah, that looked like an Assassin's Creed game. I ended up giving Ubisoft a 1 out of 10, so that was again the same as my hype ranking. Hooray. I don't know why I gave them 1 out of 10. I honestly I guess Trials looked like it could have been fun. That's it.
Let's see, Miyamoto was there, so
You physically sit on the stage, that bumps at least a point, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's why Miyamoto is there, so it gets a point
they
automatically.
didn't burst into flames like a demon being touched by holy water when Miyamoto entered, which would have happened if he had gone to the EA's conference.
It's true. That is true. Okay, now we're going on to the biggest surprise of them all. The PC gaming show was actually pretty good this year.
Yep.
I don't
I
believe
didn't
it
see
either.
it. Is it usually pretty bad in your
It is
opinion?
usually fucking
never
awful.
watch it.
Dari and I watch it together.
We do.
It is fucking awful.
Who even puts it on? I mean, it's not about
PC
like,
Gamer
PC
and
Gamer.
a whole bunch of advertisers,
Yeah, like
ranging
it's
from
like when
PC
you
component
get stuff
companies
on.
to fucking Drake's Cakes.
Mhm.
Which, that was the big mascot this year. We got to meet their mascot, Webster, who was amazing.
we were
Drake's
an actual
cakes,
cake
when
shop.
you Drake's
Yes.
cakes, when you don't want to make a cake, get Drake's cakes, Jake.
It's like he was just in a giant duck costume, and it was incredible. I love that duck. I hope he comes back next year because this was the best conference they've ever had. Let's see, they made jokes about how they were going to have like a bajillion battle royales announced at this thing, and they ended up announcing like 5, so fair enough. That they weren't wrong.
They had 30 games compared
Oh
to...
yeah, they had
what's
30
it-
games. They made a big deal. 30 games in 90 minutes, although they went overtime.
Yeah, because they had to have, like I said, they had the crunchy interviews, and they had to go do something.
Yeah, Dari really hated the co-presenter in the show.
I mean, at least it was
She
good
was
this
flat
year,
chested
right?
and she didn't know how to dress. And she
Yes,
was wearing
Dar-
on top of that.
Yes, Dari was very angry at the flat-chested co-presenter who is from Britain. Well, let's
She wore
see.
these ugly, shiny, gray, never mind, skirt.
So
But I
if
don't
you
care,
did all
never
the
mind.
exact same things, but been like more fashionable and bustier, would that have been okay?
No, she still
Yeah.
would have been white.
It would have been fun. Anyway, yeah.
Let's see. They showed off Satisfactory, which looked like a better version of...
We'll first just show that first cab game, Night Cab, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, that NeoCab. That
That
one was a game. It took place in a future where everyone is some kind of steampunk lesbian.
And you're in Uber and you look depressed half the time.
Yeah, because you're trying to save your girlfriend who got kidnapped by the mob boss.
Were you like an Uber driver in it?
Yes,
Pretty much.
but they call you a taxi cab driver for some reason, even though you're clearly an Uber driver.
Mhm.
Let's see, then they had a battle royale called Maverick's Proving Grounds. Didn't care. They had the Forgotten City, which looked interesting. It was apparently a mod of some other game, but they've expanded it into its own thing. Looked alright.
It looked okay.
Let's see here now. Star Control Origins. That was the thing.
They called it an action RPG.
They
but
called it an
obviously
action
wasn't.
RPG, but it looked like one of those 4X games, so I don't know.
You go to different planets and stuff, and yeah.
That is not an action RPG.
Mhm.
Let's see, they did an expansion of a game called Hunt Showdown, which I forget what that was. They made a multiplayer game out of a single-player game called Archangel Hellfire.
Oh, that one.
Then there was one part where they showed off a like this weird investigation type game, which looked kind of interesting. Dari said that he thought it looked all right.
Yeah, it did.
But there was this one part that I wrote down about where they were where they were interviewing the creator of the game, and they just introduced him as the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and I just wrote down, if I was drinking something, I would have spit.
Wait, Sherlock Holmes and Consulting Detective?
And why TurboGrafx had that 28 years before it did.
Let's see here now. Then they showed off an expansion for Warframe, which apparently is so popular now it has its own convention.
Yeah, it's called TennoCon.
Yeah. And Angry Joe was there.
Yeah, he was.
And then we got onto the... It's like, at this point, I was very low. I was very depressed. I was like, man, I feel like I got tricked into watching this again. And then Sega came on. And they saved the
What
day.
they do?
They announced 3 ports for the PC. Yakuza Kiwami, Yakuza 0, and Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Have the Yakuza games ever been ported to PC?
No.
No.
This is the first time that any Yakuza game has been released on PC.
Oh, I see.
I'm not going to say KI got angry about it, but I saw a lot of people online who were devastated about this news. Not KI, though, but other people.
Yeah, had Yakuza been on any non-Sony system besides the Japan-only Wii U ones?
I think that was it.
No, that was pretty much it. Let's see. After that, they showed off the Killing Floor seasonal event.
It's really more of a metal grading system. Don't let the name fool you.
Also, I just have to say, this is the story of how they got on PC. Sega worked up the courage to ask Sony if they could put it on PC, and they asked, and they said, "What the hell is PC? Just do what you want and leave us alone."
Sounds about right. That's how we got Street Fighter, I'm pretty sure.
But Atlas still won't do that for some reason.
Well, Atlas is run by a bunch of jerkholes, so... Anyway, let's see. What else we got here? Tripwire also announced that they were starting to branch out into publishing. They got the rights to Road Redemption, and they're also publishing this really cool-looking game called Maneater, an open-world action RPG where you play as a shark, or as they prefer to call it, a shark PG.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you played as a cannibal. Playing as a shark is even better.
Yeah, I know, right? It looks hella fun.
And it's shark skill tree and everything.
Does the shark like walk around on land?
No, but
You play drums in a band?
probably. That might be one of the skills, actually.
Yeah, musician. Yeah, you can be a bard shark.
Let's see here now. They also revealed a new company, a new publishing company called Untitled Publisher, which their gimmick was pretty neat. They were like, oh, we don't call ourselves anything because we want to focus attention on the people making the games. Which I thought that was a neat idea. I like that. So they announced 3 games. The first was called Bravery Network Online, which was like Pokemon only with Tumblr OCs, and Dari liked it.
I caught the end of it, that's why it looked interesting. Yeah.
The second game, neither of us really got what it was. It's called Morningstar, and you were on a farm, but then it turned into an old-timey computer, and you planted a turnip by putting a floppy disk into the computer. I'm not sure what happened.
If you plant a floppy disk, the computer grows out of it.
Yeah,
Unless you copy it.
I'm just not sure what happened there. And then finally, they revealed their last game, which was actually out today, called Overwhelm, which looks like a lot of fun. It looked kind of like a... Hard to say, honestly.
I got Super Meat Boy vibes from it, but it didn't seem like
it was like it almost looked more like Axiom Verge almost, but not entirely. Overwhelm looked like a lot of fun, and yeah, I put that on my wish list like instantaneously, just like the Yakuza games.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put those Yakuza games on my wish list.
All right, Insomniac Games. Oh wait, no, I skipped some stuff. Sorry. They showed off Jurassic World Evolution, which is basically a roller coaster tycoon for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Which that's on consoles too, actually. Sorry, what?
Have they ever done a game like that before?
Oh, yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I have an old Game Informer from the early 2000s that reviews a game doing that.
I think AVGN actually.
No, that was a point-and-click game that he reviewed, the FMV one.
Let's see. After that, they showed off. Insomniac showed up, and I got really excited at first because I thought this might have been them announcing the Sunset Overdrive PC port, but instead they were just announcing some VR game called Stormland.
Yep.
Which, if I were into VR, I'd play it, but I'm not, so I'm not.
All right.
Let's see. Then we got the second Taxi Cab game, which was about depression, I think.
Let's see.
Crazy Taxi?
No, I said depression. That's manic.
Depressed Taxi. There we go.
There you go. Depression.
Taxi.
Exactly.
Yeah, people get into your car and you try to say the most depressing thing you can think of through a series of dialogue trees.
Right. Let's see. Then I just ended up writing down why are so many companies bothering to make taxi games when Crazy Taxi and Roundabout already exist?
What's Roundabout?
You
That's the
know
same
that Game Boy, or that Japan only, or at least not North America, Game Boy Advance game where you had that stick that rotated around and you had to move it through levels without bumping into stuff?
Maybe.
Kururin?
When you say stick that rotates around, do you mean like one of those things where it's like a metal rod with a ring and it makes a beeping noise like that?
Oh no, it was an overhead view and you had a stick that you could move it like up, down, left, right, but it was always rotating. You had to time the rotations to get through obstacles.
Oh, so it's not a physical controller, I get what you're saying.
No, this was on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying it was like an extra thing you added to it.
Yeah, and Roundabout is basically that, but you're a taxi.
Right. So it's kind of like Crazy Taxi mixed with Kururin.
Oh yeah,
Sounds
that's
weird.
called. That's what it's called.
Yeah. No, that looks pretty cool.
And then they showed Sable.
Yeah, Sable. Yeah, which they said it had a beautiful art style, but it honestly hurt my eyes.
I'm gonna Google this too, I think.
Yeah, then they showed off Star Citizen, which, oh boy, that's
What is Star Citizen?
the biggest scam of all time.
Okay.
What is it?
It's been around for
It's
a long,
like-
long time.
The first real Kickstarter scam, if I'm gonna be honest with
Oh,
you.
it's vaporware? Okay.
Kind of. It's still in alpha, but it's been in alpha for like 5 years now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Like an alpha. Let's see. Then they showed off Just Cause again. Then there was this one moment where they were talking about hardware, but they also realized that no one could see the quality of HDR because
You had the HDR to see this, so
yeah,
it's
you need
like,
HDR to see it, so you can't.
So they literally just stopped talking about it then?
No. They just like pointed out
Well,
that no one else
yeah,
could see it.
then they talked about this crazy like curved laptop that cost $9,000, but apparently it's sold out somehow.
Yeah.
Over 9,000? Wait,
Yeah.
it's just not just a scouter that you put in your eye that Vegeta crushes.
Maybe. Let's see. Then they showed off another game called Genesis Alpha 1, which it looked all right. They called it an action RPG, but it really didn't look like one again.
All right.
Then my hero, Webster the Duck, appeared again, which that was fun. Another Don't Starve expansion, which just looks like Don't Starve.
Like I said, I don't know why it's still alive.
Then they showed off both of the Walking Dead games, which the one from the Payday guys looks a lot like Left 4 Dead 2, or Left 4 Dead in general, rather. Then they showed off the Telltale game's final season, which...
So they're still doing Walking Dead Telltale games?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the last one, though.
Hmm.
Let's see here now. Then they brought up another roguelite where every pixel is simulated. I forgot to write down the title for some reason. That tagline stuck out more. Then they showed off 2 Point Hospital, which is a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital, but since EA killed that company, you know, why bother?
Right.
Let's see. Another Battle Royale game, Realm Royale, Ooblets, Anno 1800. Tiny Build's doing a Cyanide and Happiness Battle Royale game, which is a top-down isometric game, so that looks interesting.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I like the storyline for it more than anything.
What's the storyline?
Well, the Rapture it's called Rapture Rejects, and the Rapture happens, but God accidentally sends up all the assholes. So
So it's just the people, like the shitty people that are up in heaven now?
yeah, but everyone else is, but you're down on Earth.
Huh.
So
Why kill each other then?
Exactly. So you can, I guess, Last Man Standing is so bad they can go up to heaven.
Huh.
That's my guess at the reasoning behind it.
But I'm just a little confused. If the terrible people, if the assholes are raptured up, and the only people left on the ground are not assholes, why kill each other?
Because it's still the end of the world.
Oh, okay, I get you. Okay, I'm thinking about this too literally.
No, that's all right. I get you.
That's fine.
Let's see
I
here
just
now.
I thought there was
It
some
was
baked-in
last-
reason beyond that for killing each other.
Right. Now I get what you're saying there. Let's see. Then the last game they showed off was Hitman 2, which looked good, but not my thing, so...
Right, I said someone else play it, looked fun, but I would never play it. I'd probably never be anywhere in there, so yeah.
Yeah, I gave this conference a 7 out of 10, same as the Square Enix one.
Which isn't bad.
It's not a bad score, I'd say.
Okay, so one left.
Yep, we got one last conference, and it's...
A doozy.
Oh, yeah. This one
They
fucked
had-
with my head.
This had like 3 different false starts.
And then, like, 3
And-
different endings.
Alright.
Yeah. Like they said, we're starting, and they showed this weird thing on stage. They said, "Oh, so this is the pre-show." Then they showed a trailer for The Last of Us 2. Then they showed the people talking about how the show was about to start. We were still in the pre-show.
Huh.
They
Yeah.
fucking trolled us. I loved it. It fucked with my head in the best
It was-
possible way.
Yeah. How dumb are you, Rick? You're in a pre-show of a pre-show of a pre-show.
Let's see. Then after we got into the real show, we got to
Got
see
it.
Ghosts of Tsushima.
That was a big disappointment.
Yeah, it's just an Arkham-like, and it's not even the best Arkham-like in the show.
It wasn't the best Arkham-like, and it was like the 3rd best feudal Japan game.
Which is really
But
sad.
and then a white guy singing, playing a didgeridoo.
Yeah, the Japanese
Yeah, they-
flute or
they could-
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they could
usually
not.
it's not Japanese, is it?
No, it's not. But
No, it's Australian, I believe. But anyway,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
so.
I'm going to assume there is a similar instrument in Japan, but they probably got it wrong because, my theory was, despite the fact that Sony has so many Japanese employees who they could threaten with the loss of their job, not a single Japanese person was willing to do this. And so yeah, they showed Ghost of Tsushima, it looks exactly like the Arkham games. It even has that enemies glow white when you target them thing.
Hmm.
And it just
that's
looks
a
really
sucker punch.
yeah, it looks really generic, and Sucker Punch is capable of a lot more.
Yeah. Let's see. After that, we got to see a new game from Remedy called Control, which,
Was a nasty trip.
yeah, just
Like
looked
you
kind of
said.
like and it's a multi-plat, so that was
And
nice.
it's like a third-person shooter, but you have psychic powers.
Yeah. It looked like it could have been interesting, but
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Control.
Okay.
Okay.
let's
I didn't hear
see.
the name.
Next, we got probably
Sorry,
Sony's biggest announcement, at least in my opinion. Resident Evil 2, the remake.
Yeah, took them a while, didn't it?
Well,
People
they
been
did
saving for the
announce
game
it
for
like
the last
only
10
2
years.
years ago.
I'm hoping that 3 is on the horizon, but I kind of agree that 3
Yeah.
should be part of 2, I guess.
Yeah, because didn't we see Nemesis in it?
But the
Yeah, I thought we did.
well, Joe
I
has to
wasn't
be-
paying enough attention. I don't think I didn't see him.
I thought I saw him, but anyway. I haven't played any Resident Evil games, so I don't care. So I'm a host fight.
I mean, that's fine. Like I said, I just didn't really remember one way or the other.
The only one I know him was from Marvel Capcom, but anyway, nothing like that.
Right. Well, that's also a multi-plat, so... And it's apparently coming out really close to, if not on the same exact day, as Kingdom Hearts 3. Hooray.
Yay.
Right.
I think they're like a week apart.
Something like that. It's really close. Let's see. After that, we got a game from Rick and Morty called Trover Saves the Universe.
Yeah.
It looks like a platformer, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
Let's see. After that, we got a brand new Kingdom Hearts trailer.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yep.
Yep.
which was way better than Sea of Thieves or Skull and Bones.
And the,
So
in the
the
world
men's
of way
Pirate
more
Awards
Kingdom
this year?
Hearts 2's version.
Yep.
I mean, Dari, are you excited for the gummy ship?
No. Not even close. It makes me want to cry that they haven't changed
What the
that.
pirate ship?
The gummy ship is not the pirate ship. The pirate ship's just the pirate ship from
I know, but
Pirates of
I
the...
know, but what about it though? What you say about that one?
Oh, no. I just was randomly mentioning that they showed off that the gummy ship is back in this game, and I don't know what that is, but apparently Dari is none too fond of it.
Oh no, what I mean is I was
It's a
asking
travel
Dari if
between
he's excited about
worlds.
the pirate ship because he's not about the gummy ship.
Oh, there's actual pirate battles in the
Yeah, that actually
Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
which looks exactly like the pirate battles from Skull and Bones, so that's useless, pointless. Let's see, then we saw Death Stranding, which I guess we saw gameplay. Don't really
I
care.
said Norman
Right.
Reedus and the naked fetus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like-
Norman Reedus and his naked fetus.
And if they did what I think they might be doing, it sounds like an interesting concept. Like, it's a big open world, and it's a stealth game, but, like, you can't see the enemies can't see you, and, like, you have to avoid making noise so that you don't attract them.
I just think it's funny that it turns out that Norman Reedus was the naked fetus all along.
Yes, it's like
Wow.
they explain your character coming back when they die because everyone, men and women, carry a little fetus inside them that when they die instantly grows into an adult to continue their journey.
I feel like they
Yeah, what
might
do
be
you
a
learn in
clone
sex
or
ed?
something because it looked like... Yeah.
And yes, when we saw a scene of how you apparently get it by eating like little jelly bean sized fetus.
Yep.
Weird.
We saw two women this time instead of just Norman Reedus. So they're women in this game.
Yep. Which,
The
that's
fetus
new.
could have been a woman. Or does the
Well-
fetus grow up to look just like you though, or is it like a different? I probably.
I think it probably looks just like you because as far
I'm
as
pretty
I
sure
can
it's like
tell-
a clone.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like how it's just to explain your character coming back when they die, so they probably aren't going to change how they look every time.
Right.
That makes sense. It'd be kind of cool if they did though.
Let's see. Then after that, we got a Neo 2 announcement, which was just a cinematic trailer, but whatever.
Like, to know it's coming.
Yeah, nice to know it's coming.
So, yeah, it's always good to know.
Let's see. Then we saw some actual gameplay footage of Spider-Man.
Yep. That was
And we saw several villains.
Yep.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
Scorpion and Vulture and the Rhino and Electro and Mr. Negative again and
Mr. Negative.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
speaking
a
of
he's a
this
newer
game.
villain.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then they teased. Did you ever go back and try to figure out what that sound was to indicate who the villain they didn't show at the end was?
It just sounded like that. That's
Uh.
what it sounded like.
The squish.
And
yeah.
it sounds like it could be. It sounds like it could be Lizard. It might even be Venom. Like anything.
I mean,
anything
I'm
that-
thinking it's probably Venom because it's like you were behind this, and then it just cut away. So like,
But,
And I hope it's Venom. I mean, Sony's making that crappy movie. They could at least use that as an excuse to make sure Venom has a big role in the game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we'll see a symbiote in this game.
oh god.
Yeah, I think we will. They got a ton of villains.
There's a pretty good chance of that.
Let's see. Then
I think the
after
main
that,
reason we don't see Venom and things is that there's just not enough villains or something.
let's
And then a
see.
terrible post show.
after that we had like a sizzle reel followed by an awful, post show, and then we actually got to see some footage of Dreams. Honestly,
And it was really.
it's like a 3D platforming version of Little Big Planet. It is really
So
underwhelming.
it's Tearaway.
No, I mean
Yeah.
you get to build the stages.
Yeah, you get to make your own game supposedly. They said you can add your own music, you can add your own everything. It's pretty much level design the game is what it is.
It does not look good.
It doesn't. You can do co-op
It's gonna
too.
be, dare you enter my magical realm, the game.
Yeah.
And then Concrete Genie showed up again, to which I said,
What's that?
it's a game where you draw chalk drawings that come to life.
Yeah.
I think it was a
That's pretty much how I feel
VR
about that
game
game.
at one point, but now I'm not so sure.
I don't think it is. I think it's an actual.
I think it
game.
might just be a PlayStation Move game.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
great. We always need more of those.
They do. Because Game Tech needs something else to show.
Oh, bravo.
Let's see here now, and that was it. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I feel like I'm being really generous there.
No,
I think
I
you are a
explained
little, but-
I explained exactly why it deserved that. There was no Days Gone trailer.
Uh,
Is that the only thing?
yes.
I guess that's good enough.
Mainly.
So that was E3 days 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll
And
be
0.
doing one more podcast, but that'll be on another.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow.
Yep, about 9 hours from now, we will finally see Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I may be there
Need
for
to see more
that.
characters.
That'll be good.
Yep. Okay, so I guess that's everything, unless does anyone have any final thoughts?
No, but I'm
Not really.
guessing that this E3 was a little better than it usually is.
For the most
Well, I
part.
have a final thought.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Mika. I was thinking, what if the real Kingdom Hearts 3 is the friends we made during all the delays?
I saw
Actually,
that.
come to
It's like-
think of it, I did see KG say something, and I'm going to steal it. He
What?
said that someone pointed out that, let's see if I can find this. Oh, here we go. The Sony conference this year didn't really communicate a future for PS4. Mainly because it was just about games that we knew about already for the most part.
You think they'll shift into PS5 that soon, though?
I mean, it's possible that they could at least announce it
I
next
mean,
year.
how many new games that weren't third party did Xbox's conference show?
That weren't first party or that weren't third party?
Oh, I meant that weren't on PS4 also, because obviously if those count as a future, they would also count as PS4's future.
Halo Infinite, Gears of War 5. Does the Cuphead expansion count?
No.
I think either way, they'll probably transition to Xbox Web 2 or whatever in PS5 around the
See,
same
Ori
time.
and the Will of the Wisps.
No, that was announced a year ago. We discussed that earlier.
All
in the
right.
Alright.
I thought you said stuff that was upcoming. I didn't think you meant announced this year.
Oh no, because I mean all of Sony's stuff there is upcoming.
Hold up. Let me look. Battletoads. That's another one. You can't say that was announced previously. Well, you can, but you'd be lying.
GameStop leaked it.
Let's see here now. Crackdown. No. Yeah. Sorry. Forza Horizon 4.
Should call it Forza Horizon.
That would have been great.
Horizon, Forza Dawn.
Forza with a Horizon.
I mean, that's it,
Forza,
but
for
I mean,
Horizon.
that's still a good amount, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those were, like, some of those we didn't technically know about, but we knew another Halo was coming, and Gears of War 5 was very strongly rumored.
Mm.
I mean, I don't think I'm wrong when I'm saying that. Like, I think they'll probably PS5 and Xbox 2 will probably come somewhat at the same time, but I think Xbox 2 will come sooner just because PS4 has more momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure about that. I think the problem is that the revisions is what's going to determine who comes first.
Oh, you think the Xbox One X is going to make them coast longer?
I think so. I think that they'll be able to coast longer on that one.
I guess I could see that.
I see it.
I'm not even trying to be like mean, but like the PS4
I don't
Pro
think so.
clearly did not do
Didn't
jack
land
shit
where
for
they were
them.
hoping.
The PS
Oh yeah, the
Pro
PS4
was
Pro.
like a total freaking waste.
But the Xbox One X kind of almost like reinvigorated it. Like not
Kind of
entirely, but like consider how pretty much dead Xbox One itself was before that.
Like, I honestly don't know the sales numbers on it, but...
I mean,
like,
Xbox One,
yeah.
it could have only have gone up from there, really.
That's fair, yeah.
And it seems like it made it so now Xbox has the prettier versions, while PS4 Pro didn't change which console had the better looking version. But I mean, it really isn't that big an issue. It's like it seems just like something for people to brag about.
I think if it was actually going to be like a deal breaker, then they would have to break what they were said about like the games all running on some form of Xbox One.
I mean, they apparently said they were prepared to do that.
Oh, it wouldn't shock me. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I'm just saying that I feel like if we're talking about which revision actually ended up, expanding the lifespan of the platform itself, clearly Xbox One X had a much more of an effect in the long run.
Yeah, it had more of an effect, but there was only really up to go from there, whereas PS4 Pro didn't do anything, but they were already pretty high up there, I guess.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, PS4 Pro just never should have been released.
Should have never.
Yeah, no, I
existed.
agree with you on that. I'm just saying that...
Could you guys envision a potential that, like, maybe the Xbox One X just is going to be the next Xbox, and they'll just cut support for the previous versions?
I mean, I think that's what they should have done in the first place. It was 4 years after Xbox One came out. I mean, that's how long it was between the original Xbox and Xbox 360. I think if they had done that, they could have taken advantage of its power more. I mean, I almost feel like they had to be kicking themselves. Like, maybe they thought it was too soon to release a new system, but Switch released earlier that year and did great.
What
Yeah.
about Xbox One S, though? That's a waste of money for those people who bought that.
I mean, it's kind of a half step. I mean, it's a little bit below PS4 Pro from what I understand, I think.
It's like, I don't think it can. Yeah, it can do HDR and
But not 4K.
Right.
Yeah, and
Maybe 4K video, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think it enhances games in any way besides HDR being enabled.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, I guess so. So until next time, this has been Disc 1.
Okay.
See you later.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.